Hi, this is the third session of 3 sessions, and I'm hoping that you've been with me for the previous 2. However, if you haven't, this can probably act quite well as a standalone session. In it, we're thinking about taking positive steps. In previous sessions, we've been clearing out feelings of loss, sadness, and anger and frustration from the viewpoint of losing the enjoyment or the passion for our careers. Now, this may have come from simply a change of perspective on our part, a life circumstance change, or, unfortunately, many people, the culture within the workplace has made it feel hard to feel good about yourself. Now, this might be overt scrutiny, unpleasant conversations, micromanagement, unrealistic expectations, an endless list of possibles. But it may just be simply that you've lost the joy of working in that job. And we've used tools to look back on situations from a different perspective to try and change our mindset about them. We talked about internal messaging, the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're actually capable of. And we've reframed some negative thinking. By this point, you've hopefully made some decisions about how you want to act, how you want to feel, how you want to respond, so that you're able to regain a sense of control, the ability to make your own choices. Now, that doesn't mean that everything is going to be easy and all the problems are going to disappear. We still have work to do. But change is coming if you're prepared to step up, if you're prepared to allow yourself to. Now, I hope that you've hatched a bit of a plan. And today we're going to start looking towards the future. Now, there's an element of uncertainty, of course. We're not gazing into a crystal ball. But the results, to some extent, are going to be because of the proactive actions that we take. The action that you take. If you're feeling confident in yourself, you're going to be in a much better position to deal with that person or to deal with that challenging situation. If you've got an exit plan in mind that's going to empower you and make you much more able to deal with those difficult situations. Or you may not be exiting, you may just be deciding to do something differently in your current workplace. That's fine. So what we really want to work on is that feeling of positivity and the feeling of success after taking some small steps that will lead to bigger steps, that lead to giant steps, that take you to your end goal. And you can do it. Break it down so that you can attack an activity one bite at a time, chipping away at the problem. So before we go any further, I'd like you to get a clear picture in your mind of a version of you in the near future engaged in an activity that makes you feel powerful. This could be at work, at home. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You can make that choice. Just close your eyes now if you haven't and imagine that picture. We're going to use it in a minute. So make it clear. And then once you get that really clear, maybe nod your head or give me a smile to let me know that you've got it. That's it. Right, now, again, another little exercise in our imagination. I'd like you to picture the people who love you and who you love. Imagine their smiling faces. They're smiling at you with pride in what you're able to achieve. And again, when you have an image, when you've got it clear in your mind, give me a smile. Nod your head. Whatever feels right. That's it. That's it. I was talking to someone the other day about craftsmanship. I teach woodwork and metalwork and technical drawing and stuff. And craftsmanship, the level of skills needed to produce all these incredible objects that provide so much satisfaction and joy to their users. Fabulous furniture carved, chiselled and sanded so that its parts fit together perfectly and function so well for the person who is sitting in it or using it. And this led on to a discussion about the master craftsmen and artists of history, Donatello, Michelangelo, who sculpted the most incredibly lifelike creatures, scenes and people from vast slabs of marble or alabaster. They would work with hammer and chisel, beginning the process of gradually shaping and releasing the rough forms of the figure. And then over a period of time, when needed, they would bring finer and finer tools to bear, slowly but steadily, removing smaller and smaller amounts, bringing their vision to reality. And you can only imagine their joy and their pleasure as their incredible vision of their perfect human form became a reality, a creation to be proud of and to be admired. And you can imagine the power of knowing what they had achieved as they began the final process of smoothing and shaping the form, creating a polish that is achieved by removing only what is needed, only where it's needed, until the form is finished and stands as a monument to remind us of what you can achieve. By focus, by action, and by skill and steady work towards a goal over time. Now, when they're starting this process, the block of stone is completely unformed and has the potential to be anything. And the art of these workers is the gradual unveiling of possibilities. In your past, you've taken steady, positive steps to create a life, and you've gained some success by your own actions and by your consistency and your determination, unveiling your own possibilities. And there's nothing to stop you now from choosing to take the action that you know that you need to take, because you want to take control and design your own future. So be prepared to take action. So because of how you've been feeling about work, you may have lost a certain amount of confidence about what you're truly capable of. But now you're ready to begin to take action and move forward with intention, sometimes having to dig deeper into your own determination to keep things moving. If I could show you how to trigger a state of confidence in those situations, things would be better, wouldn't they? Good. Well, good news is you can learn to do exactly that. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to think of a time when you felt completely confident. It may be a completely unrelated situation from any time in your life, and the only important thing is that you felt entirely confident in that moment. Once you've got that moment in mind, to help you get into it, I'll ask you to stand or sit how you would stand or feel how you would feel. And then when you're really feeling that confidence again, it's getting near its peak, but you're increasing it, I'm going to ask you to make a unique gesture and say a word that represents that state to yourself. And in the future, this gesture and word are going to act as a trigger for confidence. For example, you may wish to place the thumb and finger together and say the word confident in your mind. You may wish to wrap your fingers around your thumb and squeeze as you say control. The gesture and the word are yours to choose. Just choose something that you would not normally do and something you could do in this situation where you would like to feel more confident. You know, it needs to be a gesture that you can confidently pull out of the bag without feeling silly. So, can you think of a time when you felt totally confident? Yeah? Okay, so get into that sort of feeling. Just imagine how that version of you would sit or stand. Get into that breathing pattern of someone who's totally confident. As close, get yourself into that position as close as you can. Now, close your eyes and allow them to relax. I'd like you to pretend and imagine every muscle, nerve and fibre in and around your eyes is relaxing. Relaxing so completely that if you were to hold on to that relaxation, they just won't open. So go ahead, pretend and imagine whatever you need to make that happen. Every muscle, nerve fibre is so relaxed they just won't work. And then hold on to that relaxation and test them. Okay, now stop testing and relax. Go inside. Go deeper inside. And now think about that time that you felt completely confident. Drop into your body in that event if you're not there already. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt. Notice what it is that lets you know you're feeling confident. Notice where those feelings begin to move to. Now, when you feel those feelings of confidence increasing, when you feel they're nearing their peak but are still increasing, make that gesture, so squeeze that thumb and finger together and say your word in your mind. Repeat it over and over so that it becomes linked to that feeling. Now let go of the trigger and open your eyes. Excellent. Hopefully a confident feeling, yeah? Now, just reorientate yourself, wiggle around a bit, shake your arms out. You want to return to a neutral state each time so you can tell when that confidence is increasing. So in a moment, we're going to do that again. And this time, you're going to get into the details even more, noticing some finer details of the imagined memory. The environment, maybe there are other people there. See how they respond to you. Does their response tell you how confident you're looking? And then as those feelings begin, notice them, notice how they rise, how they increase, and imagine them spinning, increasing in strength. And again, when they're approaching their peak, but still increasing, you can put that thumb and finger together and say that word in your mind, further embedding that association. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So once again, close your eyes. Step into that moment where you felt that confidence. Enjoy it. Embrace that moment. Be there. Notice even more details. See what you see. Hear what you hear. Even the changes in your posture, your breathing, your face, your thoughts, totally confident. And as you notice those feelings, imagine their emotion in some way which is making them stronger. Feel the confidence increasing. Notice how relaxed you feel when you are truly confident. And now you are feeling those feelings of confidence. Squeeze your thumb and finger together or make your gesture and hear that word over and over in your mind. Excellent. Now, let go of the thumb. Open your eyes. Now, in a moment, we're going to do this again for the final time. And what's important is to ensure that you really go for it. You've been into that place a couple of times before, so this time you're going to really be able to step into it, into familiar surroundings. And notice where the feelings of confidence begin, where they start in your body, where they move to inside you as they grow towards the peak. And when they get to that peak, we're going to squeeze and repeat that word as before, this time holding it a few seconds longer with great intention. Remember, take your time. If you do this when the feeling is only mediocre, that's what you're going to anchor. So it's really worth waiting until it's true confidence and determination. Feel it with every fibre in your being, and then you'll know what to do. Okay? So close your eyes. Drop into that moment again. Be there. You can feel those feelings. Notice how you know you are feeling confident and how you know that this confidence is increasing. You are that. It's running through every cell, every fibre of your being, the way you stand and breathe. Your brain and body know what to do. Enjoy letting that feeling happen. Imagine it's increasing, and imagine there's nothing you can do about it. And when you feel it reaching its peak, squeeze that thumb and finger and hear that word in your mind. Excellent. Now from today, whenever you squeeze that thumb and finger together and you hear that word, you will immediately return to this state of confidence. And whenever you wish to feel that confidence, all you need to do is squeeze that thumb and finger and hear that word. From today, it's going to be easy. Each time you do this, it'll be easier, more effortless and clear. Until at last you have the confidence anchor at hand. It will be there even after you've finished here. So you can let go of that anchor and you can open your eyes. Brilliant. Well done. A fantastic feeling, that. So let's go back into that relaxed state of hypnosis. And I'd like you to follow along, listening to my voice and allowing your subconscious mind to take you wherever you need to go. So when you're ready to be hypnotized, breathe in and allow your eyes to close. With your eyes closed, you can begin to relax. At first, you may be aware of those eyes and even wish to open them sometimes. That's fine. I don't want you to go too deeply into hypnosis too quickly. It's so much easier to simply relax and see this as time out. Just for a time, imagine nobody wants anything, nobody expects anything. You have nothing to do now. Just see this as a time out and allow yourself to relax. And as you relax, you might notice it is easier to be more aware of some things than before. The sound of my voice, sounds in the room and from outside the room, and the comfort of your chair as you continue to relax in your own way. You can feel your feet on the floor and your hands resting lightly on your lap or on the arms of the chair as you continue to allow that letting go to continue in your own time and in your own way. You're doing wonderfully. As you relax, it becomes easier and easier to become more and more aware of the variety of things that you might otherwise overlook or get ignored. The colours in your mind's eye, the thoughts and images that drift through your mind in a continuous flow. You can take this time out for yourself to look inside. And you can listen to me. And you might notice your inner voice in there wondering this and wondering that. Let it just do its chattering as you listen and try to be aware of the words that I'm saying. Even though at times listening to me might be too much effort to bother making, just allow your body to relax and the mind to relax with it. Letting go of the effort it takes to be aware of which leg seems to relax before the other. Letting go of the effort it takes to be aware of which hand feels lighter. It just might be too much effort to bother making. But it takes a little time to really experience that letting go. In your own time and in your own way. And I know you understand in your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind can continue to hear, to understand and respond without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind to go anywhere it wishes as you hand responsibility to your unconscious mind. It can continue to listen, understand and respond. You can let go of an ear, an elbow, even the entire body at times as you relax and allow those thoughts to drift. Recognizing your unconscious is a resource that you can learn from. That's right. Now we're going to spend a minute revisiting the part of your subconscious mind that runs the program in the background. And we've spoken about this before, and you know that your subconscious has created patterns and actions that are designed to keep you safe and happy. Sometimes our parts try to prevent us from taking risks, try to keep us doing what we've always been doing. adverse to the idea of different activity. And that makes a great deal of sense if you're happy to carry on doing what you've always been doing. But you and I know the time has come to write a new program, to create a new pattern, where it's okay to try new things. It's okay to explore alternatives. And we're going to ask that part of your subconscious to seek out a more useful action and be open to different ways of doing things, embracing different ways of living. So settle into your hypnosis, and I'm going to talk to the part of you that runs the habit and that is separate from your conscious mind. I'd like to ask the unconscious to identify that part that runs the habit of negativity or self-talk that doesn't help. And when it has done so, to allow a physical signal to occur. And I would like to ask that part to let you know what it has been trying to do for you, what its positive, protective intention has been. That's it. And when it has done so, I'd like that signal to occur. That's it. I'd like your subconscious mind to explore and identify some new positive changes for you, sifting through the possibilities. That's right. You're doing really well. And I'd like to ask that part now to look at all the choices that it's found and identify the thing that it believes will be the best way to support you in your confident new life. The one that will give you the most freedom. And when it's made that choice, I'd like that signal to occur. That's it. And as you sit there continuing to relax and think about the positive actions you will take and the thoughts that brought you here, I wonder if you know that tip of the tongue feeling when trying to remember a name or an idea, or the answer to a question, the solution to a problem that you know, but it's just out of reach, though you can taste it, and you know it. The harder you look for it, the further it goes away. It's like this until you stop. And then it pops into your mind suddenly. So I'd like that part of you that has found that new choice to let every other part of you to go ahead and make any changes necessary to accommodate that new choice seamlessly into your life. And when it has done so, I'd like the signal to occur. And I'd like to thank that part of you for protecting you and keeping you safe, and for communicating with me. And allow it to make those changes now. That's it. So suddenly, you know what it is that you're going to do. It's like your unconscious mind waits until you look away, waits until you give up or stop trying so hard. And then it gives you the answer suddenly. The way in Ireland they say, you can only see elves out of the corner of your eye, off to one side where they hide. You can only see them when you're not looking right at them. Or the way a perfect present for someone you know jumps right out at you when you're looking for something else. But when you go shopping for their birthdays or holidays, there's nothing more difficult than finding the right thing. A part of us knows and will give us what is needed, will give the answer to you when you just relax. Which may be why those koans work the way they do. Questions like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Or what is a mouse that roars? The students ponder about these and they wonder and try to work out and can't make sense of, and then suddenly the answer comes to mind. A mind-blowing answer that answers everything and gives them peace of mind. So knowing that you already know exactly what you need to know, even if you do not know exactly what the question is, where the answer is. You can feel it deep down below and ask your own unconscious mind to show you what is needed, and then forget about it for a moment or two, or even a day or two. And suddenly there it is, a wish come true, a gift for you from your own unconscious that just comes through into awareness, so you know what to do. That's right. You know what to do. It may feel like it's been on the tip of your tongue, on the edge of your understanding, but you know you're a capable person, full of potential. Whatever you embark upon and set your mind to will give you an opportunity, the same as anyone else has the opportunity, to become whatever you want, in whatever form you want. You just need to make that choice. Understand that you can make that decision. And as you imagine yourself achieving those small steps, those first carvings that lead one step closer to the finished article, the wonderful legacy of what you are able to achieve. And as you imagine that, feel the warmth the feeling of pride brings you. As you breathe slowly, feel the pride swelling in your chest. Allow that sensation to grow with each breath, as though fanning an ember and bringing the full power of your positive intention to the challenge that you set yourself. You may want to imagine your loved ones encircled within that feeling of pride, as they enjoy living your success with you in your future endeavours. And you can bask in that confidence, knowing that you are not alone, knowing that you can achieve, knowing anything is possible. Remember, we become what we think about. So you owe it to yourself to allow yourself to think positively and to have self-belief as you step confidently into your future. That's right. Before you drift up completely, I want you to use these last few minutes, a short time that may seem to be a long time, to go over your decision to change this today. A decision that comes from you. And because it comes from you, you can stick with the decision you made, to make the changes necessary and free yourself forever. In the coming days, you will find yourself growing in strength and confidence, enjoying a lightness of being, knowing that something has shifted, something has lifted. You have all the resources you need, so use this time to reflect on any empowering thoughts, ideas, and insights that you can take with you. On your way, enjoying the freedom, free to be everything you can. And it may be interesting to know, in that relaxed state, where you listened and let words drift through the mind like dreams. Some get left behind to be used later on. Others seem to be remembered at first, but then become forgotten. The entire experience can seem so far, like a dream. The harder you try to remember those details, the more distant they can become. And that's fine, because time can change too, and what seems like a short time can turn out to be a long time, and what seems like a long time can take no time at all. We've all had those experiences, standing in line for something. Every second seems like a minute. Coming back from an amazing experience and suddenly realising we're home. Those 2 minutes, minds can learn a great deal from your time here. You've done brilliantly. You are amazing. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And on 5, you'll be back in the room, fully reorientated, refreshed and revitalised. Knowing, of course, that you have not been asleep. The next time you get into bed to sleep, you can sleep wonderfully, awakening at an appropriate time, refreshed and revitalised. 1. Feeling your feet on the floor, your hands resting there. 2. Take a deep breath in of energy-giving oxygen. 3. Take another deep breath. Fill the chest. That's right. And 4. Imagine that energy-giving oxygen whizzing around.